Organisations around the world need people to make them grow. So when you are hiring someone, how do you find the best person for the job? Someone who stands out from the crowd. You'll probably bring them in for an interview. Look through their CV. But when you meet them face to face, sometimes you'll know very quickly that they're not suitable for the role, and that the interview was a waste of time and money. With virtual interview, you can identify the best candidate right at the beginning of the selection process. Candidates see someone on the screen asking them questions about their work experience and what they're looking for in a new role. Their responses are recorded via a webcam. So that means that you can review the interview and compare one candidate with another at a time that suits you.
Well, Icebreaker as a company is very much about innovation. The managers at Icebreaker love the virtual interview, especially our overseas managers, in Europe particularly. Managers in New Zealand as well. We have a number of managers who aren't based in this office, and it gives us all the opportunity to interview candidates without all being in the same location. Now, as a candidate, when you are invited to do a virtual interview with Icebreaker, you'll get introduced to Jeremy Moon, who tells you a little bit about the culture of the company, and then it's myself asking questions about your experience and skills and interest in the role. When we did the interviewing for overseas roles, I would often spend hours on the phone and doing the first interviews with candidates because I had the best judgment of cultural fit, and that was so key to us that we only moved people to the next stage if they met that criteria. So with the virtual interview, it saved hours on the phone. It's meant that we get to open it up to a number of candidates that we wouldn't have otherwise been able to open it up to due to time constraints, time zone constraints as well as capacity constraints.
Icebreaker's image is quite a lot about its carbon footprint, and we see this as a great opportunity for us to be able to run the business but also minimising our carbon footprints.
For us at Icebreaker, virtual interview saves us a huge amount of time, especially with our huge expansion over in Europe and in North America. It also allows us to interview more candidates than we otherwise would have done because we don't have the time or capacity to interview 10 people in person, but we can easily interview 10 people by virtual interview.